CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Jestem Neo i gram w CS Global Offensive.
Volám Karol a napadám CS Global Offensive.
Volám sa Zero a hrám Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
我叫 LoveYY， 我打 CSGO。
Ja Bondziek, ja grаю u Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
A nevem Deadfox és a Counter-Strike Global Offensive-ben játszok.
Jag Snevi, jag spelar Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Mina olen Fitch, mina mängin Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Я Дима, и я играю в Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
أنا عيسى مراد، أنا بلعب Counter Strike Global Offensive.
Meu nome é Peacemaker e eu jogo Counter Strike Global Offensive.
I'm Nifty and I play Counter Strike Global Offensive.
An explosive 16-6 victory on Cobblestone sees VP 1-0 up in this series here at the Starladder I-League Invitational in Shanghai. I'm Harry, with me is Tom. That was my first go at introducing a thing, so I think that went okay. But Tom, next up we've got Inferno. What are your thoughts and feelings heading into this one? Is this going to be a good chance for Renegades to forge this comeback? Or are things looking bleak?
I think this has been one of the stronger maps recently for Virtus.pro, and the problem is I think this was actually one of the only maps that we saw at the Asian Minor that was actually dropped by Renegades, so it is sort of a worrying prospect. I think they lost to Tyloo and Flash, which are two teams that if they can't beat them on Inferno, I'm sort of doing almost like, if you can't beat these two teams, how are you going to beat this one? And it's sort of going back to the same sort of thing as like, I wonder either how much of their game they're going to have to step up or how much VP are going to have to slip up if that's going to be the case for them coming back. And the fact is in that game, or in Cobble at least, they didn't look like they really got into the match at all. Virtus.pro seemed to have their number wherever they were going. Snacks was on point, Taz was on point. There wasn't really a weak link in the team at all, which is definitely scary. And at the point of this game, it looks like VP are just outclassed them, which is what we would expect if they played like they did at Epicenter anyway, but we just weren't sure if they would. So if they now continue in the same sort of form, I'm not sure what Renegades can do to stop them.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's the case, if they're kind of playing in that Epicenter form and we're seeing VP make a bit of a return, what team here do you think can be the team to stop them?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think there is one. I think maybe Heroic on like their best day could like upset them.
Pick I don't know about that.
Well, you look at sort of E-League, like the qualification for that, they managed to beat SK. So if anybody was going to sort of upset them, maybe if everybody on Hellraisers just goes absolutely ham. But you're asking me to pick between teams that I don't think can beat them. So for you to then go, oh, please pick one, Tom, and then go, oh, you named the second best team in the tournament. How dare you? Like,
no, that's fair enough.
Who was I going to say? Yeah, no, I really think Flash Gaming are going to come back and just win the whole tournament. Like, where was I going to go?
They already took one map off of them, Tom. It's mind game. They're in their heads, Tom. The finish line is there.
Just the craziness of Chinese Counter-Strike. That's what it would do.
They're in their heads, Tom, But here we go. The coin has been flipped. That's not actually how it's decided. It's just a fun graphic. and VP. I can't even remember what side they were on. I think it was CT, which, there you go, proven. As we head into map number 2. It's going to be on Inferno. And, of course, the winner of this will be making it through to the semi-finals, joining How
The winner of the series, not the winner of Inferno.
Yeah, the winner of this series will be heading on through into the semi-finals, joining HR, the other team that are currently there. So, pistol round underway, Tom.
Yeah, decent amount of utility purchase up. Double nade thrown up already. There's 3 players waiting over towards this B site, and, well, 5 coming to meet them already. Neo puts that down to 4. Snacks just waiting patiently above. Just gets 1, but actually goes down. Naf with the double entry, leaving only Bialy, and Ustillo's done the work as well, leaving Taz and Pasha to try and retake.
Pasha up through Banana. Taz in CT spawn. Expert marksmanship from Naf to secure this B bomb site. Bomb down as well, picking away from them. Pasha eliminated as Naf goes in with the triple. The hat trick already secured, and Taz left in a 1 versus 3. Starts to peek on in. Naf hungry for 4. Gonna be on this in first oranges. Taz continues pushing on up. Bomb working against him. Time of the essence, has to move swiftly. No one giving him any leeway back into this round, and this should be all said and done. Naf going to come running his way. Does find 1, but that's it for him. He's still in with the trade, and Renegades, they find the pistol, Tom. That's the start they wanted over on the T side. Hit the ground running, continue as you mean to go on and all that. Let's see if they can convert this into a bit of an early lead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Naf, MVP of the Asian Minor. So if he can step up in turn and pull off some similar results, obviously the opposition is quite a bit tougher here. But we definitely know that he can do it, and he has been a good addition to this team so far. This round, at least, we're seeing not a whole lot invested. In fact, Pasha has been dropped the scout, so that he has the armor behind it, but it is going to be a couple of players not going for Kevlar in this round, and there'll be a little bit of extra money saved going into the future. Of course, utility, a massive prospect on Inferno. You want to have those sort of deep smokes, and I like the fact that VP have actually invested into a few in this round just to try and deny any banana control to Renegades. They still have a couple more to be thrown.
The tiredness has hit you, isn't it? You just called it banana, no, Boonana. They're in Boonana.
Well, that's when the bomb goes off, then it's Boom Nana.
Renegades in Boonana. Naf already tagged down low. 30 HP on the man. Bialy and Taz. Line waiting inside of B because he's starting to rotate on off. So I suspect it might be A, but right now that intel is wrong. Everyone from Renegades grouping on up on Boonana. Bialy holds the cross from CT. Smokes and flashes now being lined up. The execution about to come on in. You still like first man in with the UMP. Gonna fall prey to Bialy. Damage done with these pistols. Nifty with some damage. Bialy goes running on through the smoke. Gets caught. Up close. Gonna be 3 versus 4 in the retake. Snacks is the first man on the scene. The first responder. Looks like he's gonna wait for his team to rotate on him before they try and get anything done. Pasha has himself the scout and armor behind it. Snacks and Neo. Holding off the push. Neo finds Azza. Now we're into a 3-on-3, but time's still working against VP. If they want to go for this, they have to move swiftly. And as that smoke rains in, that should be the call to save. Very little time left. Going to try boosting Snacks over the top. Damage inflicted. JKS, that's very low. Looking to try and keep these players in the sight, and they might all go down here as Pasha locks it down. Naf going to fall as well. Lots of damage inflicted. They keep the UMP and the scout into the next. Nifty survives the UMP. The Renegades do manage to get a second round, but they have to rebuy across the board. And we might even see a force come in from VP here.
I think the drop of the pistol may say otherwise. I think it would. I wouldn't blame them if they did, especially when you look at the buy that Renegades currently have. But they're going to play it safe. They're going to be more in tune with their own buy, like realize, okay, we can win in the next round anyway. We've made a little bit of extra money for ourselves and made things quite costly. And the fact is, likelihood is Renegades are going to have to rebuy unless they're just going to go for a full SMG rush in the next round as well, which you never know, they might. That would be a new take on the bonus round, a pretty intense one at that. Instead, there's still a little bit to play with in this round. Of course, SMG is going to be very effective against everyone except Pasha. And of course, if they get that close, probably him as well, as he will only have the scout in play. Looking for the peak count. Does hit the tag. And of course, every tag that comes in makes these pistols more and more deadly. And now that he's been spotted, he's actually going to go rotating back towards this A site, reposition, set the turret up somewhere else on the map. In terms of the T side, of course, they've got to get close. These SMGs are not going to help them at range, although the unarmored players will make things a little bit easier. They've got to be careful because Pasha's now going to be peeking back in, but he will be caught. There goes the one player with, well, a fair bit to play with, although Snacks will actually now retrieve it, and they don't even notice the gun just disappear off the floor, and he will take the head off Ustillo.
And that's going to call the rotation back from Renegades, suspecting that it's going to be an A stack in light of the lack of investment from VP. Begin the rotation into B, but Bialy and Neo lie in wait. That UMP carried forward from the previous round could wreak some havoc here. Doesn't have armor, going to go rushing on through. Ooh! Somehow he takes 3, and Neo, he has spiced this round up considerably. JKS, 1 versus 3, doesn't check the site. Bialy taps away, and that is that. VP, a masterclass in how to tilt your opponents. They managed to win that on the back of a fantastic 3K from Neo. A 3K that never should have been. And just like that, VP, they're the ones in the driving seat. Look at this as well. Like, the gun disappears. Snacks his little magic trick in mid. Boop, gone. And that was the frag that started it all, Tom.
Yeah, and then, of course, just Neo just running straight through the smoke. We've seen a lot of smoke plays, mainly from Tyloo. But none quite as effective as that. And now Pasha, he's got his scout back. It's going to be a save round for Renegades. They are just going to wait for the next. They're not going to continue this forced by war. And that's probably the right decision because you can see the CT side already purchasing up 3 rifles. Neo is actually going to keep the MAC-10, so maybe able to farm up a huge amount of cash already. Ustillo just going to be running in. Nice shot. Takes down Snacks. It's actually one of the rifles already dropped. Taz waiting back. It's going to be Pasha. Spray down once. He's already going to get dinked up. This is a lot of damage now being done, but eventually the cleanup crew comes in. Pasha with the triple and the eco. Although it looked like it could have done a lot of damage, doesn't do that much in the end.
Buy comes in from Renegades though. Nifty going to have himself the AWP. Neo staying true to his former self. We're going to be on the SMG still. The Mac Daddy off of VP. Bialy. Molotov out of position, but Pasha able to open things up. That's Nifty drop. The AWP out the hands of Renegades very early on. Naf can go ahead and trade up to that if he would like. Snacks going to keep the pain train going. What's the angle here outside of apartments? Does have to worry about JKS. And Ustillo who lie in wait inside. Naf has himself the AWP.
I think it was Yanka who was saying that as a secondary AWPer, he's actually pretty damn good. Just doesn't pick it up very often. So we'll get to see if he can do what Nifty has failed to do pretty much all the way through this series so far, which is actually just find a pick.
Brutal.
But true.
Here's Ustillo. Starts to make his way out towards shot. Pasha still holding long valiantly. Undeterred by the rain of AK fire that comes through. And Neo here with the MAC-10. The prophecy. Oh. Pasha saw you, JKS. Don't go back for it. Toying with the idea of trying to go blow for blow with Papa. Doesn't fancy it. Instead, we get to see another Daddy step up.
No.
Naf in with the TK. The SMG rains damage. Now it's Naf left 1 versus 4. You brought up Naf being good with the AWP. TK comes in. If anything, he's now
well, at least Nifty didn't
minus
do that.
1 for Nifty. There you go. He does redeem himself into the 1-on-3. Looking to try and save. They are hunting him down, though, like moths to a flame. All that frag has done is rang the dinner bell. Snacks coming his way. Naf just chiming in, looking down the sides, primed and ready for this. Oh, there's the barrel. Good night to Snacks. And the AWP will be saved into the next round.
It'll be interesting to see the money situation now for Renegades. I don't think there's going to be too much behind it, but at the same time, they may just want to force because otherwise it's going to be Nafly with next to nothing going into the next round anyway. Oh, we're going to see Naf's face just emerge from behind the wall. I love these little like stat posters. It's been a good start for Pasha as well, obviously getting the opening pick in the previous round. I think the AWP was lost on the side of Virtus.pro, but they are going to have one back in this round anyway. And it's actually just going to be a slight investment from the T side. They will have their loss bonus starting to build back up. Of course, the third round sort of skews the amount of money they were able to make early on. Only problem will be is without a bomb plant, even with a 4-round loss bonus, it's not going to be enough for Naf to actually buy back up. It'll be him on an SMG, maybe a Galil if he's lucky. We'll see if he can at least do some damage. Make things costly for Virtus.pro. Don't allow them to constantly have all this utility, which so far has been just so deadly for them. We saw Neo in the last round taking over banana control with a Mac 10 and basically getting 2 kills. He doesn't quite get the second, but luckily he's got Naf there to help him out.
This round, the Renegades have players over in apartments. Right now, you can see Naf just holding passively over in mid. 2 ways they could have approached this with the AWP. One, have him go really aggressive and try and be the catalyst, or have him kind of playing at the back so that if you get the bomb down, then he can head into the site. But if not, he can just save, and then that gives them the AWP in the next round. It seems like they were going with the latter, but just as you say it, the run boost with Naf into middle won't actually do anything. Stacks has fallen back. Oh.
Okay, that's just got a kill though.
Azza would pick one up.
It was an elaborate ruse. They were even trying to distract us while Azza does. Oh, he pulls off some miracles with the CZ. It's going to be Pasha waiting. Actually misses the shot. Gives him a chance to get a little bit closer. He does have support from the man on boost, but there isn't any real smoke to go down. Naz has managed to pick up another one. He's doing work at the moment with this CZ. Maybe we're about to see the upset straight back. The problem is the time just isn't there. If JKS goes down, it could be a big problem. And Neo just pre-fires through the smoke. Gets himself another. Naf still with that AWP. Now can play in the after plant position. JKS with not much to play with himself. Only a CZ. No armor behind it either, and he desperately wants that AWP, which is just sitting to the left of him. The problem is if he goes for it, he's screwed, but luckily he has support from Nafly. There is that AWP managing to find one and a second as well. Really stepping up with this AWP, leaving Snacks alone, and Naf will take all 3. A magnificent round from the AWPer. Azza there to start things off, and Renegades will steal one and severely damage the economy of Virtus.pro.
And to think, I mean, that was started off with a boost that looked like it had gone all so wrong. And then Naf, the man in question, the one who TK'd in the previous round, shows that he is extremely tight with that AWP when he wants to be. Now, looking at the buy from VP, it's less than ideal to say the least. Snack's going to be on a UMP. Pasha with just a Deeg to his name. It's like running that CT spawn just a little bit longer. Deciding how it is they're going to play this one out. Have Snacks holding on Speedway. Go ahead and send him over here towards long. Hold that with Pasha. Bialy waiting back passive for the rotations between A and B. So you know, to swap him out with Bialy, who's now heading in towards the B-bomb site. Renegades starting to sneak out through middle, have gone uncontested. They've been allowed to push up through short thus far. Azza, you can see he's concerned about the potential of the banana flank. Holds off banana for the time being. Don't have much information to go off of here, Renegades, and they're very wary of the idea that they could be walking into a stack. Pasha smokes off long, but Naf through the smoke finds him. And that could be the green light to go ahead with this play. Start to make their way in. 3 players now inside this A-bomb site. 35 seconds left. They have to come to a decision quickly as to whether or not they are going to go for this. They start to trickle on in, but Bialy, he's a big fan of that. Capitalized on the slow play. No trades just yet. Bialy doubles down. Tazim with another. Azza and JKS all that remain. They start to bolster on through, but Snack shuts it down. And now it's a one-on-one that never should have been. Neo rotating in from B. The lone rotator. And Azza alone inside the site. No idea as to where Neo is coming from. Neo sneaking on by, gonna go ahead and peek up towards short. The timing's perfect for him here as he locks down the angle. Azza wins out the round in a 1v1, and Renegades, they manage to pick themselves up a 4th.
Yeah, taking the lead in this situation. Not only that, but resetting the economy of Virtus.pro. That was all the money they had to invest, and that sort of, well, that round that they stole away has just become so much more valuable for them. They'll get the Mac 10s in play for this round to try and farm up a load of extra cash. And it has to be said, there's been a few very good rounds, not only from Naf, but from Azza as well. May not be the one at the top of the board, but he definitely having the impact. Neo now trying to take the fight, bait them in, as every single player currently waits over on the B site for Virtus.pro, a 5-man stack. And all it will take is just a little bit of probing towards A, and that'll be the round for Renegades. If they do push in here, well, maybe there's a small chance that Virtus.pro can steal this one away.
They're going to go for it, Tom. They rotated the bomb around to Banana. There's still time left for them to play over. The smoke down in CT. They know they've done damage to the guys within the site. Imagine you look to this send Nap and Justillo in first. You can see he's chirping his way up Banana. Going to rejoin the other Mac at the front. Here they go. These SMGs roar to life. The sound of them can be heard from miles away. VP quaking in their boots. Actually, decent bit of damage inflicted. Snacks left 1v3. Nearly takes someone down with him, but not quite. Renegades will grab themselves a 5th round. Good stuff right now on their T side, but now the buy comes back in from VP. They've been at the mercy of a weakened economy for the last 2 rounds, and now this is where Renegades will be tested.
Yeah, all the utility will be back into play. No kit, which may be something to mention if we get into a retake scenario, and a couple of players dropping the head armor as well means that NAF's Mac 10 is going to be ever more deadly for them, at least. Can also be a bit more of a feeler player where you just sort of run into the sites, try and be a little bit more aggressive, catch players off guard, and if you do go down, you've not thrown away a rifle, and the information could just be valuable to your team. CT side not going for any more sort of stacks over towards the B site just yet, and they don't have the AWP where they can play a more rotational style from Pasha, which seemed to be working fairly early on in the half. Instead, they are playing very passive indeed. No real aggression. Molotovs being thrown out by Renegades as they will take banana control. Don't yet have to dedicate themselves to it, but they do seem quite happy that when they take this banana control to just go executing in towards this B site. Azza has been great on the entry so far, but here comes Bialy actually pushing all the way in. He's going to get taken down, and now the refrag attempt is going to completely fail, leaving only Pasha anywhere near the action, having to do an absolutely huge play and will only manage one. It's Azza once again, leaving only 2 remaining for the CT side. Now an impossible scenario, and they may just have to save their weapons.
Yeah, they'll be forced to save here. 2v4 in the retake, not meant to be. No defuse kit either. Renegade's going to soar forward onto a 6th round, Tom. Looking good at VP. I mean, I'm hoping that we can see them kind of get back up after taking a couple of blows, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just, do they have that resilience? We saw them, you know, Epicenter, they looked fantastic. Come in here. They lost the map yesterday versus Flash. Everyone was a bit uncertain. They were able to scoop things back up, and they seem in fighting form now, but I am worried about that resilience. Can they keep things together if they start to fall behind? Renegades currently up 6-3. It's still early days. But they are definitely starting to get that momentum behind them.
Yeah, but more importantly, they've got a couple of players actually starting to step up and find those opening picks over towards the B site. And I do think the B site is where the CT side have been struggling a little bit more. Now, this round shouldn't really be much of an investment from Virtus.pro. They could realistically drop a couple of rifles if they want to, but I'd rather see them just come back into the next round with a 4x. And instead, they're actually going to invest into 4 incendiaries. Interesting from them. May just look to try and take a little bit of map control instead. Maybe go deep into Banana with what they can and then just try and fight it from there. Already a lot of utility being expended out. I imagine is going to be over towards Banana. Maybe they're trying to fake in the fact that they have a 4x when clearly they don't, and the shots down mid should give that away to the T side. Quick push in. Taz just going to be waiting in the corner. He hasn't been spotted out. Eventually they'll peek around, and Justillo is there to trade onto his teammate of JKS. Aggression from Bialy, but he only has a P250, and the patience from Azza will do enough to leave them with a 2-man advantage. Snacks still with a rifle, with a Neo with next to nothing.
Snacks wants to try and be the redeemer. He's able to find the first. Justillo goes in for the trade. The timing couldn't be worse, and now Neo hides here in pit, but they haven't checked it just yet. Justillo going to go ahead and thinks he's cleared things out. Looks right at him. Snacks! Not Snacks. Neo takes himself 2. 1 versus 1 now. Has himself an AK. This is a round that never should have come this close. And Neo Takes out the defuse once. Starts to pick up through short, and Neo finds the frag, wins it out in the 1v1. And seemingly from nowhere, VP are thrusted straight back into this one.
He's cheating. That is ridiculous. 2 headshots
How does
with
he
the
make that
P250.
happen? Ustillo even is in the pit, right? And he's looking like him dead in the eye, and he's just... It's one of those things where he's like, no, I've cleared this. This isn't happening. But
that's the second round now.
That's where you clear angles, Tom.
But that's the second round now that Neo has stolen. Once with a UMP and no armor, now a P250 and no armor. And it's just a round the Renegades should not be losing. If you take those 2 rounds away, they're firmly in the lead. They have a decent economy, and they're looking to run away with this. Instead, now we're at 6-4. We've got a double orb setup coming in for Virtus.pro, and you really have to question what has just gone on there for the Renegades. Either way, we're going to see the early aggression once again from the CT side. Going to try and leave Snacks set up over towards that B site.
Not to be confused with Neo.
No, no. Who would do that?
Yeah. Well, it would be awful if you did that. Especially if it was during a good play, wouldn't it? Here we go. Anyway. Renegade stacked up outside of B. Hopefully Neo gives me another shot at nailing that. Although first man in. Taz holds close on the balcony. Lets him slip on by, but not the second time around. Taz doubles down. He's still going to come in with the trade, but it's Bialy with the flicks. Shuts down this round. Bombs dropped in pit. Nifty's on 5 HP. And this one might have eluded Renegades. He's going to start to make his way in for it. Snacks. Actually rerouting all the way around towards B. Checks the site, realizes that no one's there. Bialy finishes things off. A 3K from him and VP. They've started to close the gap, Tom. Started to chip away at that economy. And they are looking threatening.
Yeah, now money does get quite interesting for the T side. I think they should be able to drop at least one more AK over to Nifty, or maybe not. Okay, he's just going to play the CZ instead. Don't know why. I feel like you could have just dropped a weapon instead of that, but I guess maybe Nifty just doesn't want to play the rifle at the moment. Like I said, it really hasn't been his day so far. Here we go. Pasha with the peek, but left completely blind. Already going to have Nifty now sat back. Has to be quite careful. He only has a CZ. Well, if he re-peeks this, okay, never mind. It's not going to be Pasha to take the early pick. Instead, we got Snacks looking to peek over towards Banana. Azza, who has been the man to open things up. Bialy actually looking to try and sneak down. Checking the right side, and the support is there. Not needed, though, because Bialy will find the kill anyway. And now they do have Banana control if they so desire. It may just set up Snacks instead, and then rotate an extra player over towards that A site. A classic strategy. Pasha managing to find one, but eventually he's overwhelmed. However, Neo very quick to trade, leaving it into a 2 versus 4. JKS and Naf, they now have an awful lot of work left to do in this round.
Yeah, but these two guys aren't shy of hard work. JKS up at apartments, has Naf down in alternate mid. 50 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time here for them to play with the ball. Admittedly in VP's court, but Renegades looking to try and throw a spanner in the works. JKS with support from Naf, going to start to sneak out here towards short. Neo holds it with the AWP. Finds that first, and now it is just Naf left. 1 versus 4. They know where he is. They have his number. He holds down the angle. Neo doesn't want to go back for more instead. Reliant on the fact that Bialy has Naf if he tries to encroach on Neo's territory. Ooh, you say that. Naf going to go ahead and pick him up, but with only 15 seconds, has to move swiftly, has to find all these frags. Taz peeks up. Like a game of whack-a-mole. He slaughters Naf, which, no, it's not quite how it works. But
either that or you're calling Naf a mole.
Well, I wasn't. But you know me, if it makes the metaphor work.
Well, he is infiltrating an Australian team. There you go. He's a mole in a different sense. Either way, this round they're just going to have to invest into some pistols. And yeah, I think that Neo, or Snacks round, depending who you are, has hurt them a lot. It's really damaged their economy. It could have been the half for them. And I think they are going to regret that mistake if they aren't able to turn the tide here. They have won a pistol round of their own, remember, with that AWP into the hands of Naf. But here we go. Push through. Once again, Pasha's going to be missing the shot, but Neo is just holding onto that arch spot. Support is there. Taz actually getting tagged down, and he will fall eventually, but still dominance from Neo. as he will be spraying down 3, looking for a 4th, but JKS still doing work with the CZ. Eventually, however, it is going to be Virtus.pro to take back the lead. It was only pistols, so a little bit of damage done, and not allowing VP to build up an economy, which has been a bit of a struggle for them so far. However, here comes the attack pause, and here comes the buy for Renegades.
So, Tom.
Yes?
If
you
you're
sure that's my
Renegades,
name?
Yeah, I think so. If never gonna let me live that down. If you're Renegades,
not
Tom,
after the banana.
how do you go about this?
I'd quite like to just see them do what they did in the previous round with a quick push up middle, because the one thing that has been a little bit hit and miss has been Pasha with that AWP. They've been able to overwhelm him a little bit, and I think if they do the same in a buy round, it could actually be a nice entry. The other thing to do is just sort of be a bit more patient over towards Banana, because we've seen quite a bit of aggression coming out from VP, and not in the last few rounds, but at least initially, Azza was very good at finding those opening picks. It's just that with Bialy pushing plus that AWP in play, it has been a little bit of a better dynamic from the CT side.
Oh, Taz is already down through mid. And Renegades, they're not ready for this whatsoever. Taz is about to spice things up. Pasha here as well to try and throw more spanners in the works, but instead they do end up losing Taz. Pasha doesn't find anything. And Nifty, well, he's lusting for revenge right now. Gonna be on 2 frags. JKS already snuck all the way up through apartments. Bialy pushing down Banana, nets them the information. That area is clear, and as a result, Snacks is rotated in. Neo gonna go ahead and take 1 more. 2 frags for him now. Nifty has to ace if Renegades want to pick this round up, and he's on 3. Has to be wary of Bialy pushing down Banana. Oh. Pivots back round, and Nifty, what are you doing? He's gonna go ahead and take his head clean off. And Tom, it's a 1v1, a 1v1 that never should have been. Nifty versus Snacks. A potential here for Renegades to find a 7th and equalize things out here on Inferno, the map pick of VP. Snacks looking down mid, and Nifty gonna play things safe. Up towards B he goes. Gonna be allowed to get that bomb down, and look at how much utility this man has. Nifty clears all the angles. Snacks rotating in through Banana. Swaps the AWP out in favor of the M4, and Nifty has the bomb planted, the ball in his court now. The pressure on Snacks, that timer acting as a second man. As he starts to push on in, now would be the time to see Snacks step on up. Nifty, one off the ace as well. Times of the essence, spots him down in Barbecue. Molotov to force out Nifty into the open. Perfect play as he gets sent in the arms of Snacks, and Snacks clutches it out in the 1v1. Defuse comes on in, and VP, they will get themselves an 8th round. In spite of Nifty's valiant effort, 4 frags just was not enough. And Renegades, they're going to be sent back into the depths.
That was the ultimate cock tease. I think that's all you can really call it. I don't think there's anything else. That was utterly incredible from Nifty, but then Snacks just ends it right at the end. I feel awful. I wanted him to get that so badly, especially because he just doubled his kills in 1 round. It hasn't been the game for him, and then that was utterly incredible. Either way, 8-6. We are going to have Virtus.pro looking to try and win this, but there goes Nifty again. Maybe this has just brought him to life. Finds the opening, looking for a little bit more. Bialy going to be here. Has support from Neo as well. I can look to try and retrieve it, but it is just going to be smoked off. And the T's, they don't really need to face in this scenario. They have the man advantage. They can play off rotations. Inferno, a map where you can pull players to either site. And, well, we know for a fact that Renegades have been able to do such a thing all the way through this map so far. We've seen a lot of rotations coming out, some gambles played from Virtus.pro, but a lot of the time, it hasn't been when they've been in a man disadvantage.
Pasha's been smoked off over here at long. Renegade stacked up outside of A. Haven't had too great a success here inside the A-bomb site, so with the wind in their sails, going to go ahead and head back over towards B. A tried and tested site. Lining up these smokes and flashes. Neo Going to be holding this off from Coffins. The rest of VP all over towards the A-bomb site still. So the rotation's going to take time to come on in. Neo, it is so important that he buys time here. He's fully flashed, looking right at the man. Pushes on through. Neo takes the first. Now fades away. Going to flash himself through. Go for the peak. Bomb plant comes in. Nifty going to equalize things back out, but Neo doing damage through the smoke. Man advantage in favor of Renegades here. Time ticking away. VP knocking on their door. It's Taz up through Banana that could make the difference, but first he has to overcome the hurdle that is Nifty, and there we go. Able to take him out. 3 versus 3. Time ticking away. It's been ticking away for some time now, and JKS going to complicate things that much more. Taz falls to JKS as well as he takes 2, make it 3. This man is swift. As he gets the hat-trick at the end, the Renegades will be able to get themselves a 7th round, Tom. And right now, I don't know who I want to win this more. Both teams have been playing phenomenally well. We've seen some crisp Counter-Strike, Tom.
I think the big thing that you have to, well, firstly, the fact that Neo is on 20 kills at the moment, and if he didn't have such impactful plays, Renegades would be in the lead, no questions. He's had the round with the P250, he's had the round with the UMP, both rounds they never should have won, which ruined the economy of Renegades, even if it was maybe delayed by a round or 2. So the fact that he's been so impactful is the only reason that they're currently winning in this map. And, well, the one real silver lining is the fact that in the last couple of rounds, Nifty seemed to come to life, which, again, it hasn't been something we've seen so far. So if he can step up, be on that CT side, have that AWP in play, then maybe there's a chance that they can turn this around. Either way, we're into our pistol round. Taz is the man with the utility. They're going to go pushing straight up towards mid. And it's going to be 3 players around that A site waiting for them.
Oh, Az has already been sent back, 9 HP. Doesn't fancy staying there any longer. VP charge up through mid, now straight into B. And look at this, this has worked perfectly. Renegades have only got 1 man nearby, and that's Naf. He's playing it from CT. If they went in now, they would have this B bomb site. But they're double faking it. And that's actually worked brilliantly for them. Threw in some smokes. You've rotated the players off now from long. There is only actually 2 members inside the site. The rotation's going to be very quick. And VP, what are they doing in this game that they're playing? Charging up through long they go. Challenging the players that are rotating in. And it works perfectly in the blink of an eye. VP picked themselves up the pistol. And that round was a lot of back and forth. But VP are in full control.
Well, I think there's only one thing you can say here is what Natu said about 8 times today, and it's that Renegades are playing checkers, the VP are playing chess, because that was just utterly ridiculous. I had no idea what they were trying to do there, just completely confused me, and I have the overview of the map, so I can't imagine what the comms of Renegades would have been. They're like, oh, they're pushed, no, they've gone, oh, they're back here again, guys. And, well, an absolute slaughter, a pistol round win. And now they've got the chance to get themselves those bonus couple of rounds based off of the back of the pistol. It is going to be an investment in. Slightly different to what we saw, but Naf just ruins Neo, sends him packing. The man of the moment for Virtus.pro, however, very quick trade. And Pasha is just going to look to try and defend off the weapon that has been dropped.
They have gone and retrieved the bomb. Currently waiting in bottom mid. Not too keen to lose any more players to the force by coming in from Renegades. Azza and JKS lying wait on this B bomb site. We saw that VP's hold on it was fairly decent on their CT side. You know what they say, Tom? Today is going to be the day they're going to bring it back to you, as now VP could get a taste of their own medicine here, heading on in. Trying to win out this anti-eco. Azza's able to find one. Onto Bialy. Snacks goes rushing through. Azza takes himself a second. Stillo in the meantime's down through mid like a speed demon. Into the backline he goes. They're going to have to smoke things off. Pasha's on 2 HP. He's not looking too healthy. Stillo doesn't get much done, but he spotted the players rotating back. And that now allows the guys that were on B to come round. Pasha's fallen. Bomb's been retrieved. The 1 versus 3 necessary for Taz here. He will be allowed to get the bomb down. Renegades knocking on his door, and Taz from the pits. Can he make this work? Sees the players rushing up through short. Taz in with 2. Looks for the 3rd. Damage being exchanged. Time ticking away, and Taz, he'll manage to do it. 3 frags for him. And a monstrous play to give VP their 10th. It was getting a little bit tense, Tom.
A little bit.
But Taz, he played with our feelings, he played with our emotions, and then he shut down Renegades to give VP a 10th round.
Yeah, it has not been easy in these rounds for Virtus.pro. A lot of incredibly close, some stolen themselves, and that one, it was going so well for Renegades, but Taz just shows exactly how to just find individual jewels. They all peaked together. There were 3 players running in the same direction. He still manages to individually siphon them off, and, well, I think that's just experience being shown there from Taz. Either way, nothing invested in this round. Renegades, they did the damage in the last, but they're not going to play a risky game. They're going to wait for their full buy in the next. They have gone for a stack over towards this B site. However, they may not expect Sneaky Snacks to be coming in from behind with the Mac-10. And even with 4 players there, it could be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be interesting to see how they're actually going to play this, because of course he knows that there's nobody on the Arch side, which somewhat suggests that the likelihood is they're either sat on the A site or they're not there at all, and there is only one man there, unfortunately for him. Nifty, USP. Oh, I think he's screwed.
Yeah. When Snacks attacks, your life expectancy is very, very small. And now Pasha's here. He hears all the players rotating on off, and like a vulture to a corpse, he's going to come in from behind. Snacks with a Mac of his own. This is... Oh, it's Pasha. In comes Snacks from the front. It's a pincer. Actually, it's Taz to go to pick up 2. They're just here to make money. Here to make some serious bank. And Ustillo, his time on that earth was limited. That's VP in with their 11th, but now the buy comes on in, Tom, and already Nifty, quick to grab himself the AWP. I think that can be a very big difference maker here on the CT side. Not sure what spawn he has, but if he's got a mid spawn or a B spawn, either one of those 2, I think he's definitely going to go for it, because he's been hitting some pretty insane shots with the AWP when he wanted to. Which, admittedly,
probably all the time he wants to.
No, yeah, I just, you know, it's a good way of saying that when he's feeling it, he's feeling it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, towards the end of the half, he definitely looked like he was getting into his stride. Hopefully the break of sort of the pistol round not being won hasn't, like, turned him back off again. But we'll have to just wait and see. Bialy already looking to try and probe into the apartments. And Nifty is currently looking for a little bit of a peek into middle, but quite a passive play from him. I imagine he didn't have the best of spawns to go for anything overly aggressive. T-side actually dropping all of the Mac-10s they had. It was just used to make a little bit of cash, and they are going to purchase up the rifles and have that AWP in play as well.
Now JKS is holding here. Going to go for the bait and switch with Naf. And if the stars align, he could find a multitude of frags. That said, Venus is in retrograde, so not meant to be. JKS bites the dust. Naf tries to step on up and get the trade, but he doesn't get anything done. Man advantage in favor of VP. 3 players Renegades still stacked up over here on 8. Oh, Snacks are snuck by. Ustillo reads it, shuts him down. That's at least one man dealt with, and that's going to allow the rotation to come on in from Ustillo. Bialy's up in apartments to try and shut down any rotations from the A-bomb site, meaning that it's really these 2 players that have to make the difference. 3rd rotating on in. The bomb plant can come through for VP. Azza goes down over on the A-bomb site. 3 players left here for Renegades in the retake.
Yeah, they've got to move very quickly indeed as well, because they know there's going to be Bialy on the flank that they've got to be wary of, so they need this site before he's anywhere near it, and Naf will find one, and a double for him, leaving it into a 2 versus 2. They know there's a man flanking. If they can get rid of Neo, they have a chance, but Ustillo is going to fall, and now Naf has to do all the work, but he'll find a 3rd. He's got to do things very quickly indeed if he's going to have any chance of winning this, and Neo is going to go down. Naf! Has he got time? I think he does as well. What an incredible play. Never mind. The bomb's going off. That's a shame. I think I need to have louder bomb sounds, because that wasn't even close.
You know, it's okay, Tom. We've been... wait, how long have we been awake for now? It's 1 AM.
Well, we've been here since 12, so 13 hours.
Yeah, it's a while. Been awake since 7 as well. It's just depressing, really. Neo, yeah, it's the most valuable players, side by side, of course.
Luckily, the guy... Like, you have to bear in mind as well, though, that these guys are up just as late as us and they're still playing.
No, they're doing great.
An incredible game of Counter-Strike. An enjoyable one at that.
Oh, it's fantastic. Very much woken me up. Not sleeping tonight. Adrenaline's too strong. VP, 12-7 right now. Renegades save the AWP forward. Armor across the board.
And they killed everyone. That's something to mention as well. So T-side are going to have to be a little bit wary about their economy. Still a 5-round lead, and of course they do have a massive advantage going into this one. Neo manages to get into the pit. Justillo will be able to find one. It's nifty to fall in the trade, and the bomb's actually stuck. Justillo managing another one. Neo, however, quickly trades things back, but Justillo is still around that bomb. They've got to try and retrieve that. JKS has managed to pick up an AWP as well, giving them both weapons in this late situation. However, the smoke is going to make things quite a bit more difficult, and Bialy is just waiting, but doesn't manage to take the pick. Back to a 2 versus 2. Bomb eventually going to be planted. Plenty of time on the clock either way. Still the one trying to make the play here. JKS needs to peek out. I think he's just spotted Neo as well, but I think the same can be said for his opponent as he looks to now try and sneak in. Taz is still in those backlines as JKS makes his way forward, and they don't have a kid at the moment. Justillo with the pre-fire doesn't manage anything, and now JKS is left alone. May have to think about the save, but instead pushes in, leaves it down to 1, but Taz is there once more to close out the round.
13-7 is the score. It's coming down to the wire once again, Tom, but VP, they do have some breathing room.
That was only 1 AWP alongside some pistols.
That's very true.
4 players dropped. It was a very good round. As an individual round for Renegades, the problem is, at this point of the game, you can't really take it as an individual round. That's a round where they kill everybody and a round where they kill everybody except Taz. But the fact is, both of them are ones they're going to want to have taken, and both of them are ones that could have really played a massive impact in this half. Neo's still right at the top, though, 26 and 14. We have seen a much better performance on this map from Justillo, though. That has to be said. In the first map, he really wasn't on the board at all.
I mean, as I said, I've been very impressed with both of these teams tonight. I think, you know, this is the best game I think we've seen so far, just in terms of the level of individual skill and some of the plays that have happened. They just keep on coming. And Pasha spots the boost from Naf. No one really finds too much damage there. Naf gets tagged to 49 HP, but it's Nifty, the man with the other AWP, to find the opener for Renegades. Snack grabbed the AK from Bialy. Wants to try and get some revenge. Disaster rotate back to Banana. Naf holds this off from Coffins. These will come in handy in a moment if he can land his shots. BP throwing that singular smoke. Line up a little bit more utility now. 1 down for CT. Coffins and CT both smoked off. And the incendiary from JKS to try and keep them at bay. Allows the rotation to start to come in from Nifty. Molotov forces JKS out of position, going to get tagged pretty low. Now falls in the fire and flames, and now JKS here alone with the pop flash from Nifty buys him time. Rotations come in, and VP, they don't check it. JKS doubles down, and now 2-man advantage in favor of Renegades. The bomb yet to be planted, and Nifty mops them up at the end. Fantastic defense there from JKS, and the rotation, the support from Nifty, that flashbang, it all culminated into a stellar defense from Renegades. And just like that, they are very much back into this. 8 rounds to their name, 5 behind VP, and a 4 spy on the cards as VP are in double eco territory.
Yeah, that was the complete reset. As said, round before, 1 player survived. Round before that, nobody survived. And it was just going to take 1 round win for Renegades to send them packing, of course. Now comes the fast play, though. Are they going to be prepared for this straight through the Molotov? But JKS sprays down 3, or 2 and a Molotov. And now the remaining 2 Ts are stuck behind what was the Flames. Not much hope left for them in this situation. JKS is pretty low on HP, but he's still looking for more. Naf is looking to try and close it, and will. Only 1 player dropped. Great round from Renegades, stopping the aggressive push, shutting down Virtus.pro. And now all that will remain for them is a couple of Glocks.
And this is Renegade's chance to reach double digits. Going to put them 3 rounds behind VP, you'd imagine. Unless something goes really, really wrong.
It has already multiple times.
That's very true, but VP with just their Glocks out. Going to be Lucky if they get a bomb down. Trying to do some damage, I imagine. They have 2 flashbangs. Actually, it's going to be a big group playing towards one of these sites. Throw the flashbangs in.
Maybe apps
And then,
waterfall.
yeah, and amongst the confusion, try and make some magic happen.
Be waiting and already catches out Snacks. And, well, really they need to try and overwhelm him here. It's going to be quite difficult for them to get anywhere near the site. In fact, they've already set up JKS alone over towards the B site, and they have 4 players here. So a 4v4 on the site where VP have nothing to play with. There should be no way they get anything here. A kill would be more than they should get, and they do actually pick up 1. That's something at least. Ustilo will be going down, but bomb plant not happening, and eventually Taz will go as well. So it will be 13-10. More money being made by Renegades, and now the buy will be back, but to get extra utility, Snacks is actually going to drop down to a UMP, although he's pretty close to being able to afford a Galil or a AK anyway, but they want all that extra needs.
And I mean, VP, they've had a lot of doubt around them throughout this year. They've had a very, very up and then insanely down performance. You know, we saw them get relegated from EPL. Just coming up short at almost every event they attended. Then recently, that second place result at Epicenter. I think they're really hungry to show that that was not a fluke. And if they can go straight to the semifinals, go flawless here in Shanghai, then that just kind of proves that, you know, VP is starting that comeback. And not only is it a good show to, you know, all their fans, everyone, you know, all the other teams, but it's also just themselves, right? I mean, you can really tell that they were lacking a lot of that belief that they had when you look back to the start of the year. So there is a lot riding on this for them. 3 rounds between them and Renegades right now. And of course, Renegades thirsted for the opportunity to try and take this through to a 3rd map and show that they too have what it takes to beat CS Legends Virtus.pro.
CT side, they've gone for this gamble once again. Actually got 3 players over towards this short spot at the moment, and it works perfectly. Ustilo manages to double down. Nifty with another, and Virtus.pro not expecting that strategy at all. Completely catches them off guard. Pasha late to the party will be ended as well by Nifty, who has definitely come into his own. And, well, we look at the one man who did fall, Ustilo, but he has really come alive. 21-19. A complete change of performance to what we saw on Cobble. And now the difference is only 2 rounds, and VP don't have enough money to buy into this one. They can go for some pistols. The loss bonus will start to build up behind them and give them enough cash that they can invest heavily in the next round. But this is starting to get worrying. 4 rounds in a row for the CT side, and the maximum we've actually seen so far is 5, which was right towards the end of the half from Virtus.pro.
So, Force Bite will be the order of the day. When you look over Renegades, they've got so much money banked up. Double up set up in play, and it's been working brilliantly for them. Nifty and Naf, the 2 players, brandishing those orbs. VP probably going to look to try something a little bit faster. They have a decent bit of utility. The 1 smoke reminiscent of the B play. Going to struggle to get much done with just the 1 over on A, so they're going to go rushing up through Banana, fully flashed. JKS backed into a corner. They would have burned 1 out. That's Taz to go down, but Neo charges on in, unfazed by the utility and the presence of Nifty here with this AWP. And already Neo's been allowed to sneak all the way on by, and they have no idea. Nifty going to go down to Neo. Man advantage in favor of VP, and this raw aggression has panned out for them. Naf going to miss the shot. He's aware that he's there. Will be sent reeling back. The bomb rotating down through Banana. Now they break their way out towards A. They're going to try and fake this one. He still has an idea as to what's going on. Spots Snacks rotating in. You can see that slowed Bialy right down. Pasha might be inside the site, but with 2 players here, there's only Naf on B. And even then, holding it from CT, good chance you could try and get a man across. Neo resides alone out on the B bomb side. They're going to lose Pasha. And Bialy at this point, considering his options, going to start to rotate out of apartments. Only issue is he could very easily get caught off guard here by Azza and Ustilo down through mid. And if that's what happens, you can't help but feel bad for VP. They've tried to mix things up. Bialy gets caught, but somehow he manages to find them both. Tom, what is happening in this game? It seems like just as all hope is lost, VP, they dig deep, they manage to find it. Bialy, Manages to land 2 insane frags there. Neo locking down the B bomb site as well. The aggression from him to kickstart that round. I just don't understand where they find the energy to do this stuff, Tom. It's 1 AM.
Neo he's just hit his 30 bomb.
I think he just hit his 30s. Okay.
But that is just ridiculous. That spray down with the CZ, both players fall to Bialy. And again, it's around the Virtus.pro steal. Pistols once more. If you're a Renegades fan, you've just got to be looking at some of these and going, please, if you just win your anti-eco rounds, you have this map in the bag. But unfortunately, they just can't do it. They can't stop Neo, who's having an absolute tear of a map. And now, well, at least they have a buy. Nifty going to be tagged down early, but Bialy's taken a far bigger brunt in the grand scale of things. They've done it again where they've set up Naf alone over towards this B site, allowing them to gamble, allowing them to have a 4th player over towards A, which in terms of a lot of their setups has worked wonderfully. We saw the short play a couple of rounds ago, which was almost flawless, only losing Ustillo. And now we get to see the push actually going back up Banana. Neo, he's hungry for blood. He's been incredible over in this spot so far. Naf is going to be playing fairly aggressive considering he's the only man on the site, but it is just going to be an attempt to force a player to actually rotate as they do double back towards this A site. 40 seconds left on the clock. Yet to really dedicate themselves to either, but it does look like now the smokes will fall in. Azza is going to be waiting close. Neo wrapping back around as they look to try an entry onto this site.
JKS is in library, and they say knowledge is power. He has to show that now as he emerges from the bookshelves. Who's still going to go down? JKS still nowhere to be seen. Wants to try and trade this out. Smoke will start to fade. Pasha reads it well, shuts him down, and Azza inside of Pip. Looks away at just the wrong time. 5 players still alive. Nifty gonna go down as well to add insult to injury. It is just Naf left. 1v5. Wants to turn his attention instead towards staying alive. And VP gonna be able to get themselves a 15th here. Renegades, they pulled it back so close, and now it's going to be the case that VP, they are at map and series point here on Inferno. Renegades need 4 rounds to carry this through to overtime, and saving the rifle there would have been worth its weight in gold for them.
Neo is just, he's just on fire at the moment. 33 and 18. Map and series point. Virtus.pro trying to get them straight through to the semi-finals. It was expected, but at the same time, it has not been easy. Renegades have had some incredible rounds themselves, and if it wasn't for the heroics of, well, Neo and a couple of other players, you got to remember the 1v3 from Taz versus Pistols, Neo with the UMP, with the pistol multiple times, of course, Bialy as well a couple of rounds ago. They wouldn't be anywhere near this position. At the same time now, it's a jumble sale by a complete mixture of weaponry, a CZ on one, an AWP on another, Nifty without any Kevlar behind it either. But at the same time, they have done far more with less.
I mean, we've seen some ridiculous wins from Renegades, rounds that never should have been won, and now be the time for them to pull one of them out. Naf goes down over at B. He was the anchor. He stood here alone. Nifty does regain some ground over here towards the A bomb site, and actually VP, much to Renegades' advantage, they have started to rotate back towards the A bomb site. Perhaps now realizing the error of their ways as that second smoke goes down in mid. Gives the idea that there are at least 2 players here. Pick themselves up the bomb. Throw out some utility in towards the A bomb site, but you can't help but feel like this isn't their end goal. Now they start to rotate down through mid. Snacks tries to sell this fake. Nifty falls inside a B, but Pasha once again believes the site is clear, goes rushing on in. He's all the way through CT, but he hasn't cleared the site. This ruined them rounds ago. Will it happen again? No. Neo reads it well, checks the angle, and now it's all on Ustillo. 1 versus 4. And VP looking like they could take this 2-0. Ustillo, now would be the time to have the most insane round of your life, but it was not meant to be. A long range with the UMP, and able to win that out. And VP, they will take this series 2-0, dominating victories across both maps, looking fantastic, looking in good form, and that to me makes this event that much sweeter.
I want to remove one word. I wouldn't say dominating, because that was harsh. Renegades played incredibly well.
That's true. Cobblestone was a dominant victory. Inferno came down to the wire.
Cobblestone I'll give you, but Renegades on Inferno, I actually feel like they lost the map. I think that was the thing. They played very, very well, but they lost maybe 4 or 5 rounds that they never should have lost. And if you look at the scoreline, that is pretty much the difference. Neo with some utterly incredible pistol play. You see that spray down from Bialy. You see the clutch coming out from Taz. Now, you have to give props to the players for being able to pull off these amazing plays, but at the same time, you have to look at Renegades and say, you shouldn't be losing this many clutch rounds. Yeah. And that was the big difference. That was the reason they don't take this to a third map. The positives, though, is going into tomorrow, I think they're facing off against Flash, and they should be getting back through to that next game. So I think that their semi-final is still theirs to take. Of course, there is the other side of the bracket. We've got Heroic versus Team Spirit. Again, a rematch from what we saw earlier in the tournament, and Team Spirit are definitely going to have to up their game. The one good thing, though, is that you always say in a tournament, if you do lose to someone and go back to play them, a lot of the time you're able to come up with a victory. And if Heroic play how they did today versus Hellraisers, I think Team Spirit are actually in with a pretty good chance. And then, obviously, on the other side of the brackets, we will have Renegades facing off against Flash.
Yeah, which, that's going to be going on tomorrow. There you go. There's the bracket. VP, they're going to be heading on through to the semi-finals. Joining HR, that was the other team that made it on through. And Renegades versus Flash. I mean, that's what I'm very interested in watching. I think Renegades look great, but then Flash, they've showed a lot of promise. And that's, I think, the one that's going to be, at least the fans here, that's the one that they're going to show up to watch.
And all of this starts in about 9 hours.
Yes, that's a nice bit of sleep for you and I when we eventually get back in 4 hours because of the Shanghai traffic.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a fun day. We're not on the first match, though, so we get an extra, hour. But yeah, those are the games coming up. Of course, the semi-finals will follow that, but we don't yet know who's actually going to be in them. We know 2 of the teams, and then 2 more on your screen at the moment will be taking those other 2 spots. And I think there's definite favorites. I think people are going to be expecting Renegades and Heroic to be the ones that take it, but we've seen already in this tournament there's definitely upset potential, and I don't think there's anybody in this tournament who's invincible. I think VP is still definitely the favorites, but
not even VP.
They're definitely not invincible at this point in time.
No, a team that has been known to have their ups and downs. Right now, it looks like they're on a bit of an up. I think that's why this tournament means quite a bit to them in the sense of might not be the same caliber as teams as they saw at Epicenter, right? But it's an important one to show that we can win this because we are on the rise. Whereas if we looked at this maybe 3 months ago, I think they would have gone out straight away. I think they wouldn't have even stood a chance.
Flash would be the winners of the
well, maybe not the winners of the tournament.
They still could be.
Yeah.
They're still in. They're going to have the big thing as well is they're going to have all the Chinese fans behind them, which I hope they rise to the occasion. Well, in front of them.
All around them. 360.
But either way, I think that's enough from us. I think people have heard enough from us for today. Of course,
honestly,
we will be back tomorrow. The desk is going to join us as well, which will be nice.
Yeah, they got to leave.
All of the Chinese fans as well. But I'm hoping you guys will be there as well. Some of you getting up nice and early to watch some of the matches. But either way, that's it from me and Harry. Thank you very much for watching. And as I said, make sure you come back tomorrow.
CS.money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.